Did Destiny really ask his chat to spam something in my chat while I was doing a bit? Are we really at that level? Here's how I'll show I'm not obsessed. Community, come together now. Now, what if we could, after some communal effort, momentarily attract Vaush's attention? Jesus. You know what they could do to really own me? What if they made uh what if they made an account on my site and then they subscribed, allowing them to spam Vorse, which would own the heck out of me. Because it would make fun of me, you know. Like if there were more people doing this, it would just be devastating right now. He needs to be this pathetic more often on his streams. He's less boring this way. Um, is he not? I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he is. It would intellectually outpace you. Well, my IQ would drop looking at so many beautiful horses galloping by, you know? It would distract me significantly. It would be the perfect opportunity to destroy me intellectually. Anyway, I'll say one last thing, and then I'll finish reading the donos. I'm so tired. I will say, though, I am, as sad as I find it, I am happy that he popped into Twitch chat, because I'll open up to you guys for just a moment, okay? I was a part of Destiny's community for like 8 or 9 years, you know. Back in 2014 or whatever, the community was pretty right-leaning. I mean, it's pretty substantially relative to today, at least, certainly. And and I still quite liked it there, even when they would hate post about me, and I was just a whiny voiced little high schooler, or early college student. And I always did like the community because I do like the irreverent, like debate logic bro shit. I still do. And there wasn't much of that at the time. And then he started to move left, in 2016. And I was left leaning well before then. But I thought like, oh wow, so now we have all of the aesthetic elements of a community that I like. The debate, the edgy stuff. But then we also have like the left leaning stuff. You know what I mean? We also have, we're making a positive change. The JonTron thing, and then the arguing with the alt writers, and this, that, and the other. That was nice. So with all that said, with all of with everything that's happened subsequently, um, certainly not a part of the community anymore. But for the longest time, over the past year and a half, ever since Destiny really started to go off against the left-leaning people, um, I have had the hardest time not caring what that community thought of me. Like, I would check his subreddit, like fairly often. Partly, just funny stuff was happening there, but I was always thinking, like, because I always thought I could change them, Destiny was having his little Joker anti-left arc, but at the end of the day, I knew a lot of the people in that community, and I knew a lot of them were fine people. And I thought, well, their opinions must be meaningful because I was a part of that community for so long, longer than I've ever been a part of any other online community. So their opinions must be meaningful. I must care at least a little bit about it. So I would think I'd check, multiple times a day. But I've been given a gift recently because I couldn't get over that feeling. I've been given a gift. Over the past couple of months, ever since Destiny really started to lose it, I haven't had a single thought like that anymore. They've left me completely. Much in the same way, it's like the movie trope where a person who knows they have to make a sacrifice will suddenly act like a huge asshole to the other person so they won't feel guilty for being the one to survive. You know that movie trope? Like, there are two people trying to survive the apocalypse. One of them has to die, but they don't want the other to feel guilty, so they'll be like, "No, fuck you, get out of here." And then the survivor leaves thinking, "Wow, what an asshole." And then that person like dies crying or whatever. Uh, Destiny in his community got to be that thing. They jumped the shark. They got so stupid, so spiteful, so irrationally. It's indistinguishable to me now from Kiwi farms. You know, when I've seen Kiwi farms, because you can look on Kiwi farms like they're insane. Like they're, I mean that literally. I think people there seem to be mostly mentally ill. So when I see that, I can't really be mad about what I'm seeing there. What? Oh, they're. Oh no, they're. They don't like me. Um, but by so effectively destroying my belief that there was any value in that community, I have been freed from it. It was actually very distinct. It was especially like immediately, and I think most so after the that pathetic attempt to get my attention by jumping on the Stardust panel. It was a lot before that, but that was like the absolute 100% affirmation of that. Um, and now I don't feel any need whatsoever to care, which is why all this is quite funny to me now. That's one of the reasons why before I had it so that the community wouldn't talk about Destiny. Yes, that's why I changed my mind on making him a banned topic, because before it was like, oh, if he'll brigade the Reddit and you'll post about him and he'll talk about it, and but now I've accepted he will never stop talking about me because he's unhinged. He's deteriorating. This is a difficult job. He's been doing it for 10 years. He was never especially well put together. And now it's simply broken. So that'll never change. There's just no point in getting upset over it. I can't get angry, so why? Anyway, those are my final thoughts. They sound, I guess, deservedly condescending, but I was thinking about that the other day, It's a gift. How does he have more subs than you? Who cares? I'm enormously influential. If you could only imagine the people I've talked to behind the scenes. I mean this sincerely. If he doubled his subs in a month and I stayed where I was, it would not affect my feelings whatsoever. I don't look at his sub numbers and I don't look at mine. I love what I do. I think of ways to improve in my content, but I don't freak out or obsess over it. What's the point in feeling otherwise? Also, when has there been a correlation between quality of content and like sub count? I mean, Stefan Molyneux had like 1 million YouTube subs. Sargon had like 750,000. Ben Crowder is 5 million. I mean, it's if I delude myself into thinking, oh my god, the sub counts are different. Yeah. So yeah, what are Shoe Head subs? Wait, actually, I don't actually know. What are Shoe Head subs? Shoe Head. 1.6 million, guys, not 1 million. 1.6 million. Okay, so what is Shoe Head then 5 times better than Destiny and 5.03 times better than me? No. She's twice as good as both of us. That's what it is. That's the math right there. Seriously though, it's just the obsession is. When I started doing all of this, when I started the channel, I was just an ascended chatter in his community, and I was excised from it when I was getting like 100 viewers at a time because of the Poppy drama, which forced me to develop on my own, which is arguably a good thing. And later I was on YouTube and I grew, and honest to God, I'm so much farther along than I ever thought I would be. I just brought up a random porn star, and she knows who I am. Do you have any idea how surreal that is? Can you even imagine how odd that feels? Just try to put yourself in that. Like, think who we were talking about it earlier in the stream. That's just really weird. it's not just that. I can't say people's names because I don't want to implicate them, but I know there are people on Capitol Hill who watch my content, you know? Uh from reliable sources or from the sources on Capitol Hill. And you know, I can't, but I see that and I think like, wow, that's fucking insane. Of course, you know, the first thing I respond with when I hear that is, do they know about everything or have they just seen like a video or two? And you know, sometimes uh you know, sometimes it's the latter, but oftentimes the former. And I just think like, oh my God, a person with actual meaningful power knows about my dumb drama. What the fuck? Now now that is completely insane. Um but the reason I throw all this out here is to say that, you know, if there's one thing I want to impress upon all of you, it is that more so than ever before, I am utterly convinced that this life that I have is almost beyond reproach in terms of its quality and its adherence to my personal goals. That I'm so happy with what I do, that I'm so happy with you guys, and that in all of these contexts, there is absolutely nothing some unhinged, drug hopping manlet coomer could do to possibly destabilize that level of mental